Hello guys, this is Apostle Ely. Trying to get some rest. I want to come on here as you guys are being notified that Apostle Ely is live. This is definitely as above, so below. This is talking about Saturn energy, Saturn, some people may call it. This is a energy of structure. What's up, Minister Mario, son of Ochosi? If this is your first time in my live, my lives are not for children, even though this is a Saturday. Please, sir. What's up there, cuzzo? These lives are not for children. These are for adult people, people that take their spirituality very seriously. This is not for comic relief. Maybe I may be comical. I really want to have a sit-down talk with you guys today, especially those that are getting into the ATRs or those that are in the ATRs. Hello, Nancy Smith, my Aries from Phoenix, Arizona. Kimberly Peoples, Pisces from North Carolina. We got Mama Brooks, Capricorn. How y'all doing? Cleaning up this room. Oh, I know that's right. It's I want to have hopefully. What's up there? Unveiling Alone. I hope that I get a lot of practitioners on here, or people that want to practice the ATRs, that for people that have reservations about the ATRs. And one of the things that I want to share with you guys, to hopefully, whether you're working with me or whether you're working with somebody else, you want to work for yourself. What's up there, Kendall Hall? Thank you, Leo from Michigan. I need y'all to at least give me a moment. I teach universal laws, and I'm going to explain why I teach universal laws. Universal laws do not change. Seasons change, but universal laws do not change. So it doesn't matter what your gift is, doesn't matter what your talent, whether you started, you've been... I reported the page. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. What's up, Karen Cartwright, California. My son is out there in California. My oldest. The reason why I teach universal law, because they do not change. A lot of times, because of society or situations or circumstances, whether you practice the Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, Hoodoo, Congo, Christianity, things, we utilize magic based on what's going on in our life. It's okay if you don't practice Santeria. I don't know why that's relevant, but it doesn't matter. But when you're practicing any ATR, there are things that apply no matter what you do, how you do it. There's code of conduct, whether you follow them or you don't follow them. You know what I'm saying? It is so very, very important that you guys understand this. And if you want to, what's up there, Madam Oshun? Much love. If you guys get into these ATRs, one of the things I want to talk to you guys from a business aspect, if you gonna get into the ATRs and you want to create a business, because this is, what's up, Darius, my Pisces, from a business aspect, you got to first develop your gift, your talent, or whatever it is, a type of service. You have to minimize as much drama in your life, around your life, concerning your name, because you, as a business owner of your product or service or gift, you are the face of your business. And depending on how people perceive you, and when it comes down to people coming into your business, people got to like you. Most people, it don't matter how good you are, how good you ain't. If people don't like you, they're not going to serve. They're not going to give. They're not going to support. So likability. Also, another thing I want to talk, I don't want y'all, especially my young babies, do not confuse popularity with power. Okay? Do not think because you are popular, where you get likes or where you got a following, that also equates to you having power in Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, Lakumi, Congo, Palo, Shaman. Those are two different things. Being fine and being able to fight are two different things. You understand? Being financially strapped and being able to throw hands is two different things. Do not equate them as the same. A lot of misnomers is that when you get into business, you got to have some form of credit, some type of income. If you're going to home in on your services. What are you going to do? Are you just going to be a reader? Are you going to be shipping out things? Because if you're going to ship out things, you got to have a supply chain. Where do you get your products from? What kind of staffing you have? You got to have people skills. Because guess what? Me, I'm a no drama. I minimize. I set the tone for my life, for my business, how I want people to respond to me. I'm willing to lose in order to gain. And what I mean by that, I'm willing to, because of my standard, I'm willing to lose people that don't want to pay for my service. I'm willing to lose people that are disruptive, disrespectful. You got to realize that you set the tone for how you want your business to run. Okay? If you're going to lower the bar and let everything in like casting a net, then a lot of things, when you cast a net, sometimes you get fish. Sometimes you get salamanders. Sometimes you get shells. Sometimes you get seaweed. When you are doing spirituality and you are not necessarily homing in on your particular craft, and you just let everybody in, you're going to get all kind of things. And you're going to get all type of people that believe in all kind of things. I need y'all to understand. What's up there, Triranda Aries, Kimberly Dawkins, Cancer, Darius and Sent. I think I got everybody over there. Let me tell y'all something. When I say let's have a little talk, Brother Johnny, Father of our church, I want y'all to understand something. You just cannot say that you want to do readings. What's up, Keish, my Scorpio? There's all types of reading depending on the tradition. In order to be successful, and one of the things I know what I'm good at doing. I also do not put out products that I cannot maintain. One of the things when I started especially my website, I wanted to have products out there that I can maintain. I didn't want to put something out there and then they ran out and then I had to change it. You know what I'm saying? You want to be as consistent, and this is no guarantee, y'all. You want to be consistent as possible when it comes to your readings, your types of works that you do. And let me tell y'all another thing about spiritual work. When you don't have money and you out here doing it just for money, which means it opens you up to have people to try to solicit you to do things that are maybe unethical. What I mean by unethical, they may want you to break up somebody's marriage. They may want you to hurt somebody's child. And when you got bills to pay, when you got obligations, a lot of times what you may have not done if you had the money, you may end up doing. Now, I'm here just telling you the real. It's a lot of things that I don't have to do because I work for UPS. I get paid every week. So there are certain things I don't have to put up with. I have my business set up by lawyers. I did not go out there and fill out my own paperwork and set my church up. My church is legal. It has its own lawyer. I was in the middle of watching a old video and talk and being consistent. You keep the knowledge coming. Yes, thank you, baby. Let me tell y'all something. Good afternoon to you as well. A part of who you are, especially my babes that are out here, you don't have enough protection to be out here servicing people at a certain level. One of the things that I had growing up is I had a spiritual dad. First of all, I come from a family that practiced. And then second of all, at 13 years old, I had a spiritual dad. He had his own practice. He had his own business. He did all types of work, mostly dirty work. I ain't even going to lie in front. But that was what I learned up under. I learned how to do certain things. But one thing he taught me, he said, I'm not going to teach you this until you learn how to do this type of work. This type of work, I had to learn how to heal. You got to be able to learn how to heal before you kill. If the only way that you get into practice, if you don't know how to bring somebody up, how you going to be able to bring somebody down? If you ain't going to be able to teach them how to turn a situation around for somebody's favor, then how you going to turn that situation around for somebody's negative? So polarity is important in practice. I want y'all to understand, if you're not willing to put the time, energy, and money in these ATRs, it is a waste of time. And I'm going to tell you why. Consistency of growth. It's just like putting a child in school, taking them out of school. Putting a child in school, taking them out of school. Starting your nursing program, getting out your nursing program. That shows so much inconsistency. That means that person was not ready for what they were asking for. And that is what type of business person you're going to be. If you want to get into this stuff, and even if you don't want to get into it for a business, you got to come into understanding. Whoever you are up under, mentoring you, guiding you, I learned how to practice spirituality based off how my spiritual dad practiced his ATR. Okay? I learned connections. A lot of the connections I had already, but even at 13 years old, I was a student of my craft. A lot of y'all are not students. You are know-it-alls. You are, I heard it from this. Clean my eyes, please. Well, I just got up. I don't know why that matters. My truth ain't changing. Listen, I'm going to tell y'all my schedule today, since somebody want to tell me about cleaning my eyes. My schedule consists of the day after working on Friday for UPS. I got off. The best teachers are eternal students. Exactly. Tarot_King. Now, I got off from work, took a bath, ate a little bit, got on social media. Then, when I get off of social media, especially when I'm doing readings and stuff, I can't go to sleep right away. So, it's between 12 and 1 o'clock when I go to bed. Then I have to get up and take Minister Mario to dialysis. Okay? And then after breaking my sleep, so I may have got 2 or 3 hours of sleep. Then I have to go pick him up before 9 o'clock. Then I had to go and get some liquor from the liquor store at 9 something. You understand? So when I get back, I try to get a little sleep while he's taking care of getting my clients, because I got consultation, trying to get my dog to get a bath and a grooming today. So I'm sorry if I'm not prima donna on Saturday, a day of rest, but I'm out here. And this is also, guys, a part of your spiritual life. How to balance your regular life and also take care of your clients. Because let me tell y'all something. People are the type of people that they don't consider what you may have to do in order to do what you do for them. All most people are concerned about is what they want. Now, my thing to many of you guys, why I want to have a talk with you, is because can you afford the products of your particular tradition? In hoodoo, do you have the money for the herbs? Do you have the gas money to go to the places you need to go? Do you have the people skills to have the association with other practitioners? When they say clean your eyes, tell them to clear their third eye. I know that's right. It's just that, this is no matter how much good intention you have when it comes to spirituality, you have so many people that, especially in the United States, especially with Christianity, I just want y'all to know, Christianity has done such a disservice to spirituality, morale, humanitarian conduct. It is a rudeness, a disrespect, a disregard, impatience that has been taught and educated, and it's more important to be heard than to listen. The Bible says, "Be swift to hear and slow to speak." This is the kind of stuff that is going to affect you as a practitioner. Whatever moral code you have, and like I said, I'm a Sagittarius. My moon is in Aries. I can't tell you how to be. What I can tell you is how to authenticate yourself as much as possible and set a certain tone that when you get out here that you have a certain service, because you can't make money if people don't want to buy your product or your services. I don't care if you call it tithe and offering. Jesus didn't come. Let me tell y'all something. My lives, listen, I don't believe in white Jesus. I'm just telling y'all. I believe in Yeshua. I believe that a lot of the Christianity that I teach about came out of Egyptology, which is really Comedics, Mayat, and Egyptology. That's what I really understand. That's why I still pick up my Bible and I still work with my Bible. I understand where it comes from. Other than that, I would not fool with Christianity, especially the methods by which people teach. So my life there's no such thing as a J in the Hebrew alphabet, so there could never have been a Jesus. It is Yahshua, it is Yah, it is Yahweh, it is Yahweh. That's what I believe in. So I'm very educated when it comes down to my particular belief. And that's another thing, babies. Do not get out here going based off of a religion, I don't care what it is, based off hearsay. Spend the money, the time, the energy to educate yourself, so you know what you're basing your foundation and your beliefs on. If you're going to practice the Torah, know what the Torah is and how it comes about. It is, if you want to know the Torah is in the Psalms of 119. Understanding where those concepts, hieroglyphics, symbolization. You got to understand all this stuff before you get out here. You cannot get it. I didn't leave Christianity. Christianity left me. I don't leave nothing. In every one of these religions, you got to learn how to eat the meat and spit out the bones. What does not apply, let it fly. That's in anything, even in my lives. If it don't apply to you, let it fly. But how people utilize Christianity, how people utilize Ifa, voodoo, Santeria, that's why we have all these misnomers. Intentionally deceiving people in order to keep people in the dark so you can keep making money off of them. I personally believe that the greatest wealth is going to come due to education. I believe that if you're going to get into something, like, I never know, especially as a pastor and as a mentor, as a person that does work for other people, I never know what Monday gonna bring, Tuesday gonna bring, Wednesday gonna bring. I have to be as prepared as I can, not always knowing whether I have what it takes or not. But I believe that God can give me what I need. But a lot of times you're stepping into certain arenas that you are not even, you have no idea what you are jumping into. Because just like you can get into a profession, get into the nursing field to make money, to take care of your family, but not know all that goes along, or get into the prison system or whatever, or become a sheriff or a police officer or a firefighter. Just because you get into a profession, it does not mean that you did the homework to know what all comes along with that profession. Okay? You got to realize, as a spiritual practitioner, but depending on your race, I'm going to say this. You may not want to hear this, but the type of how your looks matter. They may not tell you this, but your looks matter when it comes to being the face of your ATR. Your sexuality matters. A lot of stuff that they don't teach you and ain't gonna teach you in seminary school and these. If you're out here trying to make a business out of that, you have to have an understanding of who you are and what you bring to the table. And your personal life, sir and ma'am, should not be at the forefront of your business. If I was you, I would keep as much balance between my personal life and my business life as possible, because that can affect your revenue. It can affect how you administer services to people, and you have to be well balanced. I'm a wizard. I just want to study books. Wizardry is no more than being a wise man. When you are a wizard, you are it's just like being I hate these words, wizard and witch, and because they're wise people. These are people that are old souls that are already connected to certain traditions, and they have a very innate knack of how to work with herbs or medicines and tinctures and things of that nature. It still does not mean that we are as connected to the power of those Mother Earth. Because if just knowing herbs and knowing certain tinctures is not real magic, because magic brings about change. You understand? And so conjure is what I do. And what I'm trying to do is give you guys enough information without disposing mysteries of ATR, that you come into this thing with a reality and sober-minded. If you have not lived long enough, or if spirit is not speaking to you, how can you really advise people in the affairs of relationship, in affairs when it comes to their businesses? Because most people that are going to come to you for help, they got relationship issues. If you have not lived, if you don't have certain experiences, or if you don't have certain mentorship, I do not advise any young person to be out here without a covering. And I'm talking about a covering of somebody that has it for you. That is not going to stifle your growth, but going to put you in check when you need. That is not intimidated by your gift, your talent, or your ability, but it's going to keep you sober-minded so you can make the right decision. And so therefore, when you get ready to branch off, that you are grounded as possible, and that you are as healthy and as sane and as less combative as possible, stepping into the business world of spiritual practice. So will the elders help you find out what you are? Yeah, that's a part of our job. But what I am saying is that a lot of times you don't realize what let me say it like this. Just like in a natural business, and when you get hired in a natural business, most businesses invest a certain amount of time and energy into you in order for you to learn their business so you can be able to produce for their business, right? It's called investment, right? So the same thing about when it comes to your Mambos, your Tatas, your Hugans, or whoever, your mentors. They are investing themselves into you. And you got to remember, these people have to make a decision. Say, if I give this person and I invest and I don't get nothing out of it, then this person just walks off. That's like giving somebody your recipe for KFC or your recipe for Coca-Cola. A lot of times you want the information, but you don't realize what that individual or individuals had to go through in order to get that information. And you got to be willing as a student, just like in college, to pay for your books, to pay for your classes, to pay for your food, to pay. A lot of y'all, I'm just being honest, y'all have been taught through Christianity that you just there to take. And that is just not the truth. And so a lot of people, thank you, Brother Johnny, for the love offering. A lot of times when you don't know what it really costs to do a business. I'm 31 and had a mentor. She worked with the Orishas and very powerful, but in life path, something new. In life path 1 toner. I didn't understand that, but I am a life path 1 toner. One loner. Okay, I got you. There's nothing wrong. Listen, whatever path we are on, all paths leads to one destination. You know what I'm saying? You born into this life, you're going to die out of this life. We all got a path. Now, what path our soul chooses, that still does not change. That when you are out here and you want to share information with people and you want to be authentic and you want to help the collective and you want to help your particular tradition or service people, you still have to have a certain level of professionalism when it comes down to how, if I'm going to sell products and services, how am I going to get it to the people? Do you have a certain vehicle or a way of internet where these people can get their products? Me personally, I work for UPS. I send a lot of my stuff through UPS. I also use the post office as least as I can because I know how UPS works. I like their system. It's easier to be tracked. You know what I'm saying? That's what me. But if you're going to get in business, can you afford to be able to pay for returns? Do you have the money? You have to think like that. And you have to have more than just a bottle. Like if you out here and you say you're a spiritual practitioner and this is your bottle of oil, this is your master bottle, you're not a practitioner. Y'all understand? You're doing spiritual hobby, okay? You're not a professional spirit because you have to have. I ain't finna get up. I got stuff over there. I'm just not finna get up. There's so many. My niece calling me. Call her back. What advice do you have for protection in hoodoo? I'm an African American woman in Louisiana. Now, Louisiana is more hoodoo / voodoo. They mix their culture in Louisiana, and that's another thing. I'm gonna answer your question, but I want to tell y'all, depending on what is going on with a sect of people is how they practice magic. Okay, when you are out here, you got to do what you got to do. Now, but you also need to know, as a spiritual practitioner, that you did mix hoodoo, slice, voodoo together. But when you're teaching people your magic and you're not explaining to them that these two are not the same, and I utilize said science together to get a certain outcome because of my situation, but you're teaching it as though this is the way you do it, that is improper. I understand that there are things that we got to do what we got to do. If you don't have certain herbs, or you don't have certain trees, or you don't have certain dirts that you need to work with, or you don't have certain accesses to water, then you do what you got to do. You understand? But at the end of the day, don't make it the practice. I get improvising. I get substitutes. I really do. But when you're teaching people, teach them correctly. And if they have to improvise, they know that they're improvising. If they're substituting, they actually know they're substituting. Okay? So when it comes down to protection, and for the African American woman, this is so important. There are so many levels of protection that people do not even, when they're not in this for real, they're not explaining to people. You need protection for your soul. You need protection for your mind. You need protection for your hands. You need protection for your body, your relationship. That is such a general statement. When it comes down to hoodoo, you can use, I'm working with High John the Conqueror root. You can work with garlic. You can work with pepper, black pepper, cayenne pepper, any type of hot thing for protection. Working with roses, because roses carry thorns. Find any bush that has any type of thorns with it. But this is the thing. There's a difference between plant energy for protection. Then you're utilizing your ancestors to bless or give their ashe to that plant. So that magic or that particular protection is stronger than just the plant energy. Because plant energy or mineral energy is not stronger than the ashe of an Mfumbe, or a dead ancestor, or a Murato, because there are different terms people use, and they get all in technical about it, but dead folk. Okay? You can't just say, I want protection. When I tell people about my, I have this on my website. I got to keep my mind on the time because I got a consultation. I have this black blue tiger eye bracelet on my website, right? And it's $60. And I always tell people, I encourage them, it's $60. I said, but send an additional $100 so I can place it on my altar. Because the average person they're going to get their tool and they're just going to put it on. They don't have the prayer life or the skills to invoke a spirit or energy strong enough to actually benefit. Because all you doing is basically going to the grocery store and buying the stuff to make the Thanksgiving dinner, but then you don't cook it. You got all the ingredients. If you can't cook and you're not a good cook, having all of the ingredients don't make a great meal. I try to use all kind of natural scenarios to show y'all. Just because you go and buy the turkey don't mean that turkey is going to be moist. Because if you're not a good cook, you're not going to be able to utilize the tools and the ingredients and know how to utilize that oven in order to create the type of turkey that is desirable that somebody would actually purchase to buy a piece of turkey from you. I'm just using that as an example. Same thing when it comes to spirituality. Know enough about your craft. All these people out here, let me tell y'all something. People, if you're out here and your readings are $11, $10, you're never going to make the money that's even going to give you the resources to cleanse yourself properly. Because every time you do a reading from if you're doing a true reading, you're connecting your ashe to that individual. And regardless of what people don't, just like they're not going to tell you their sexual history, they're not going to tell you their spiritual history. Okay? And you may run into a type of energy doing a reading for somebody that may complicate or compromise your spiritual immune system. So you need to have things that you can cleanse yourself with even when you're out here, because you don't know what these people are doing. And a lot of these people, they ain't going to tell you this either. They go from spiritual practitioner to spiritual practitioner to spiritual practitioner. And what they do, some of these people, they get into it with spiritual practitioner, and then they come to you talking about they're being attacked. And if you can't read, and all you're doing is throwing cars, throwing bones, and spirit is really not there with you, and you do not have discernment, you're not going to know that that is a guilty person. They're an antagonist that is being rendered judgment, and you're going to try to help them and find yourself in a world of trouble. They're also not going to tell you. People, my spiritual dad told me at a very young age, do not believe nobody when they come to you. People lie. And that's especially in the church. I'm just being honest with you. If you cannot discern and you cannot read people for real, because people are going to tell you they side, they version, they feeling of the story. That ain't got nothing to do with the truth. Because you cannot help people based on their version, they feeling. You have to help people based on the truth. That's just real talk. So there are a lot of things that over a period of time being up on a good teaching, and I realize, guys, most of you guys are not patient. There's a difference between learning the profession and learning tricks of the trade. There's a difference between you going to get a certificate to become a nursing assistant than you becoming a RN or a doctor. This is real. Okay? Some of you guys are no more than a nursing assistant, and you're out here trying to act like you are full-fledged RN or a doctor, and you got your own practice. Because just because you're a doctor, does that mean you have your own office and practice? You may be a doctor and working up under other doctors. What type of spiritualist are you? What do you have the capabilities to do? What kind of services can you give? If you can give graveyard work, can you do what type of graveyard work can you do? If you can do healing work, what type of, are you a Reiki healer? Are you a herbalist healer? Are you a divine healer? Like it get deep. Because everybody gift, everybody talent is not the same. And you cannot think that you can just go out here and listen to videos, and because you feel like you had 2 or 3 dreams, you ain't even having a dream that Joseph had. You just had 2 or 3 dreams. I do not advise nobody that is unlearned in spiritual ATR to do their own protection work. You don't have enough protection, you don't know enough. Let me tell y'all something. Think about what's going on with Ukraine. Without the assistance of other people, Ukraine was not even able to defend themselves. You can be the president of something and you still don't have the necessary resources to defend what you're the president of. If you start your botanica, if you start your online business, can you protect it? If you start your relationship, can you protect it? If you go out here and you go to school, you can't. You're not the only one out here trying to get to the top of the mountain. And I hope this is helping some of you. I hope that when you're doing your work, that you actually are trying to develop self and not trying to get out here to make a dollar because you don't want to get a job. Thank you so much, Mama Brooks, for the love offering. You're not capable of giving insight when you don't have the spirit of wisdom, the spirit of knowledge, the spirit of understanding. If you don't even have experience, the reason why I have so much information, because spirits talk to me, guide me, direct me, and even in my own personal life. Hey, Karen O'Brien, thank you for joining us. Let me tell y'all something. This is real talk. There are so many things that I have been through that I would have never made it out if I was not truly chosen to do this work. Because when things are happening, Spirit is saying, go here, do this. If you are not chosen to do the ATR, a book ain't going to wake you up and say, oh, you need to go to page 31 and get this out of there. The video is not going to tell you, oh, somebody at 3 o'clock is going to do a reversal work on you, and this is what you need to do. If you don't have I'm going to say this. Stop mentoring people. If just like a pastor that cannot see, cannot watch for the souls of the people, no different than a Mambo, a Tata, a Boko. How can you watch for somebody and you can't spiritually see? Make it make sense. Some of y'all do not have no clue of how to even watch for your own soul. If the wolf coming, are you prepared? If the bear come, are you prepared? If the lion come, are you prepared? Hell, if the armadillo come, are you prepared? If the mole, what is it called? The little mole thing that crawl up under the ground. What about the weeds in people's life? Do you know how to separate the weed from the good stuff? You need to be able to discern. What's up, Kimberly Pendleton? A lot of the things that I am trying to share with you all, because I'm just taking it, I'm just saying for the benefit of the doubt, you just ignorant. And you want to learn, but nobody took out the time to give you some insight. Learn your craft. Stop trying to be more popular than powerful. Because being popular will get you in arenas that you cannot get yourself out. When you get into the pool of sharks with your bloody underwear, you're going to understand at that point, this is what Apostle Ely was talking about. When you are getting involved and getting into with other roots, you may not know that that person actually has that gift. They may not be able to speak well. They may not live high on the hog, but they are truly a root worker. They are truly a conjurer. They are truly a mystic or shaman. Because some of y'all, I'm going to say this to you. Even in the Bible, Isaiah was a prophet, and he ministered in the palace with Uzziah. Uzziah was the king. Elijah was a prophet. He was in the cave. Everybody on the mountaintop ain't real. Everybody in the valley low ain't real. Everybody on the mountaintop ain't fake. Everybody in the valley low. You may entertain an angel. It could be somebody working at Publix bagging grocery. It could be somebody working in the bank. It could be somebody driving a school bus. And it can also be somebody, the president of the United States. You don't know who got what, especially if you're not a seer and a discerner. So don't be out here just talking about your ancestors, because let me tell y'all something. As a practitioner, myself, I don't care nothing about your ancestors. I don't care nothing about where you got initiated at. None of that matters. Just like it don't matter if you graduated from Harvard, whether you were the top of your class, you were the valedictorian, huh? If you can't satisfy your woman or man, you just can't satisfy. You can make $1 billion a day. You still can't satisfy your mate. Some of y'all trying to make like certain things matter, and I'm not saying it ain't good. It does not matter when it comes down to warfare. And just because you are gifted does not guarantee you victory. Just because you got a long line of shamans in your family does not guarantee you victory. If you don't do the work, you can end up on the other side with ancestors. If you're gonna start your business, I advise you to do it legally. I do realize, sir and ma'am, that sometimes you got the bootleg. Apostle ain't against that either. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do until you can do better. But make it your goal to legalize your business. Make it your goal to make sure that you can be found in the yellow pages or found on the internet or some form of. And let me tell y'all something. Don't be the type of practitioner that your number change every 4 days. You worse than some of these supposed to be drug dealers. How in the world you running a business and your number keep changing? What's up, Sister Jackie? They're worrying about the wrong stuff. You're doing an excellent job. Thank you so much. This is just stuff that I feel that will really help a lot of you guys master your craft. Don't be so prideful. I'm going to say this. Don't be so prideful that you don't want to sit up under somebody. I'm being real with you. Ain't nobody perfect. I don't care what practitioner you get on. Baby, you going to run. It's just like family. You going to bump heads. It's fine. But do they know they stuff? Do they know they conjure? Do they know do they know how to make $1? If you are a practitioner and you don't know how to make money, then how you going to teach me how to make money? If your practitioner that you honor, if they are a con artist, all they're going to do is teach you how to con people. Like, this is real talk. I do not teach my people, and I teach people under me how to crook people, because I'm not a crook. You cannot come into my live, come into my teaching, and get Apostle Ely to teach you how to make somebody do. Listen, if it's all about making somebody do something, I use my own magic to make UPS pay for me to work 60 hours a week and never go to work. If it's all about that. So if I'm not doing it for myself, why would I do it for you? Because that means you're stealing because you didn't work and you want somebody to do something for you what you didn't do for yourself. Y'all understand? A lot of the stuff that people teach y'all is unethical. You want to be a no good wife, but you want a good man. You want to be a no good husband, but you want a good woman. Unethical. You want a man, a woman with substance, but you ain't got nothing to offer. There's no balance. And all they're going to teach you is, oh, you can do this and you can do that. But then they're going to teach you consequences. Because any good leader, just like a good parent, going to always teach you consequences. And most young people, y'all ain't got time to listen at consequences. There are consequences to bad behavior. There's consequences to your name always being tied up in mess. I am a straightener. I nip stuff at the bud. Huh? And guess what? Yes, I have drama in my life, but I minimize that drama because ain't nobody perfect. But the reason why you want to do that because you don't want your name always in a bunch of mess. Because when people hear your name, they want to think about business. They want to think about, and let me tell y'all something. They do not use ethics. It's universal. It's in every ATR. They may not be applying it, but it's in there. I don't care what ATR you practice, it's in there. I was just going to say something. I got distracted. But there's like I've been doing this a long time, and I'm trying to share enough information before I do my consultation that why, okay, another thing. Do not be using your ATRs to try to hook up with nobody. Do not be trying to sex your clients. Unethical. Just like pastors shouldn't be using the pulpit to find them their next man or woman to sleep with. Don't be doing that. It make your name bad. And guess what? You may get over on one person, but after a while, everybody gonna know. You can move from one place to the next, but guess what? Your character, you can't run for you. Your character gonna follow you wherever you go. When you start lying to one person, you're gonna have to lie to another one. And I'm telling you guys, if you're in a rush, you're gonna make a lot of wrong choices. If you get into this ATR and you're trying to make money, that means you're willing to lie to people. I'm telling you to your face. I can still do business. And I can do business in a certain type of way and still get my money. Whether I call that money offering, donation, charge, whatever you want to label it. And in a way, you're still going to get some resources without lying to people. Because down the road, it's going to cost your name. So whatever you making now, it's going to cost you later. So it's best to do it right from the beginning and get the proper teaching and then know exactly what you're able to offer. Huh? If you can't do something, refer them to somebody else. Same thing with doctors do. Refer them to another practitioner. Listen, this is what's going on with this individual. These are their records. And let me say this. This is what I meant to say. I almost forgot. Listen, sir and ma'am, I'm going to start my babies first. Start my baby first. If you're going to do readings for people and you're going to do consultations for people, you're a counselor, you're a priest, priestess. Hear me well. Stop running your mouth about people's business. They are paying you to talk to you. And if they wanted anybody to know their business, they would tell it. Do not get a label that you as a mambo, tata, hooligan, conjurer, mystic, Aj, whatever. I don't care how mad you get with them. I do scenarios. I don't tell people business. I tell people what done happened to me. I don't call out names. That's fine. Dude, when the people call you and they're telling you their personal business, that is not for you as a mambo priest, priestess to be out here divulging people business. And y'all got a bad habit of that. If he wanted somebody to know that he's sleeping around on his wife, let him tell it. That ain't your business. You getting paid to do a consultation. If she wanted everybody to know that she sleep with women, she'll tell it. If you want to really grow, having integrity, protecting your client's information is important. Because I'm telling you, these people on these social media, they're going to make you mad. But don't let them make you mad to the point that you out here putting their business out there. I talk about my business. I don't put my client's business out. I say somebody. I had a scenario. I had a situation. You understand? A lot of stuff I teach and preach apply to a lot of people because I teach universal laws. It is your responsibility to protect the people that are investing in you. Why do everybody know that that man sleep with other men? Because you told it. Why them people know that that woman sleep with other people's husband? Because you told it. A part of your success, and talking about people hating on you, you talk too much. Don't let your mouth put you out of business. Once again, I ain't here to tell you what to do, but I'm trying to tell you when it comes down to, if this is what you're trying to do, what I do, I want to show you, like, I have a double car garage. It is full with supplies. And guess what? I get tired. This is so awesome. It's wonderful. Shouldn't the client respect who you are in public if you respect who they are in private? Absolutely. Listen, but this is what I'm going to say to that. At the end of the day, your client is not running a business. At the end of the day, your client does not have a brand. Now, if they take it to trying to sue you or of some of that nature, then you got to do what you got to do. I believe in defending my bag. I believe that. But just like a parent can't forget they the parent with the child, a master cannot forget he or she is the head kahuna. Do not allow people to bring you down to their level. I remember apologizing to somebody I was in a relationship with. And I told them, I apologize because if I never would have stooped down to your level, you would have never been able to lick me in the mouth. I can't get mad with you when I stoop down there. If we're going to be who we say we are, remember, you hold the position. That's why understanding my spirit that you do not jeopardize your business and your bag behind somebody else. Because that one person you're losing, you get 10, 15 other people. Thank you for the nuggets of gold. You're quite welcome. Always keep in mind, you holding the position. Those people, let me tell y'all something. Even in the ATRs, there are people out here that have absolutely nothing to lose. They don't care. They don't care. You got to understand that. They don't care about truth. They don't care about ethics. They don't care about how you done sacrifice for your business or what your sacrifice. None of that. And you got to know that. When you're dealing with somebody that does not have respect for what you do, then thank you so much. Yes, nice shirt. But you got to be able to understand that you in one position, they in another. You got to know how to deal with people ain't got nothing to lose. Remember, when I'm out there, like a lot of my clients don't know, there's times I have to. I live in Port St. Lucie. My church is in Fort Pierce. I got one of my homes I'm finna turn into a Santos home. But people don't know what you got going on. In order for you to be a businessman or businesswoman in your profession. And stop selling yourself short by selling your products out your car. Let me explain what I'm saying. You can be a designer. And you can make a dress that's worth $500. But because you got it in the flea market or you got it inside of your car, they don't want to pay it. It might be worth it. But because of how you present your product, it's hard to sell it for what it's worth. The reason why I spend the money for presentation so I can demand what my services are valued. If I choose to give my services away for a lesser donation, that is my personal choice. But at that point, I'm making that choice. But I do not have to give my product away because I made proper presentation. That's why when you go to the mall, you got to pay more for the same thing that you could have got at another place because of the presentation. When you sit down at a restaurant, you are not necessarily paying for the food, you're paying for the scenery. When you go to a hotel, a 5-star hotel, you are paying for the scenery because you can get a bed anywhere. Y'all understand? So when you as a business owner or you're investing in your product and people want me to give up my resources to be able to serve them, I can't do it for what that other person do. And that's no shade to them. That's why I tell you, I'm not Walmart. I'm not Dollar General. Hell, I'm not even Macy's and Dillard's. If you want me to be real with you, because if you really want my real work, you gonna kick out. You gonna donate top. That's with a ta on the end. You understand? But the stuff that I put on my website, it already lets me know if you cannot afford the stuff on my website, you cannot afford real spiritual work. You're not. Those are not challenging costs. If you cannot maintain what's on my website, then that tells you right there. That's like living with your living at home or having roommates. If you can't pay all of the bills, you're not ready to go out into the world. If you can't pay the rent, the mortgage, you can't pay the light bill, the water bill, you're not. If you can't pay the car note and the insurance, you're not ready for real life, and that's okay. Make sure before you get into business, especially in the ATR, that you are able to accommodate your natural life as well as your spiritual life. Apostle Ela about to level up. I'm so happy I'm here. Yeah, I'm fit to do something because once I turn this house, this other property I have, into a Santos house, not only I'm going to be doing my initiations there, but I'm also going to be bringing other practitioners so they don't have to be looking for Airbnb. I'm going to actually, if my money comes through the way I want it to, I might just tear it down and make it a 5-bedroom house instead of a 4-bedroom house. Because I want the people that do their ceremonies to have everything that when they donate their money to their scratching or their services, they're going to have everything they need. That's whether we do the animals, whatever. Sound like they be looking for a layaway. Yeah. I ain't Kmart either. Good afternoon from Florida. What's up, love? What's up, Miss Whitney? I'm like that kid that see that teacher that they got a crush on. I had an English teacher, her name was Miss Gilmore. Oh, that lady, ooh. That lady, ooh. I couldn't even learn my English. I was just staring at that woman. But I'm just being real with y'all. And let me tell y'all something. Man, especially men, do not let these women try to trade you sex for your spiritual practice. You're not a pimp. You are a spiritual practitioner here to do services. Stop sleeping around with spiritual people. You don't know what kind of conjure or spirits that these people have. I'm just being honest. You are there to give a business. Now, if you in the sex industry, then that's what you do. But when you come to the ATR, that ain't got nothing to do with none of that. Separate that. If you only becoming a teacher, a preacher to get intimate with people, because I know people do that. A lot of these talking about revivals, they ain't nothing but orgies. They do that in these ATRs. You do not have to be with me intimately to get a cleansing. Y'all hear me? You do not have to be. If my spirit, even the spirit that on the inside of me, they know how to come out my body and cleanse you without me going in. Y'all understand? I don't know why some of you guys are so desperate, because that's what I call it. You're trying so many quick ways to engage in spirituality to the point that you're doing stuff that you have no idea what you're mixing yourself up with. And when you're trading off DNA like that, that ain't good. Because at the end of the day, for that person to want to sleep, I have godchildren When I say God children, I'm talking about in Christianity, like in my church. I got God babies. I'm their God daddy. And they done become of age. We ain't gonna sleep together. If you was my God child when you were 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and when you get 18, we not lovers. Did y'all hear me? Stop messing up your name because you don't have no self-control. Because you like power playing. All this don't mean nothing if you don't make it mean anything. Respect your practice. Huh? Respect. I'm just telling y'all. So when you invest in Apostle Ely and you giving your money to me, like I told you guys earlier, because I got a few minutes. When you get your readings or whatever you service you giving, it says donation. Because at the end of the year, I made it so easy for you guys to take care of your spiritual hygiene that if you work with me, and no matter if you're doing graveyard work or ceremonies or initiation, all that money is donated to my ministry. And at the end of the year, it's charitable contribution that you can turn into IRS because I am legal. I am legal. Y'all get that? So if you get your incense burnings, if you get scratch, if you come down here and decide to do a cleansing, whatever, at the end of the year, invest in your spirituality, because get the right ceremonies so you as an individual can get your life straightened out, and in turn you end up helping your generation. You want to break generational curses, you got to invest. There's no such thing as a loss. I asked God guided me how I was going to do this, and this is what I came up with through his guidance of me. Spirits are with me. I want to help people, but people got to help themselves. And a lot of times you're not asking the right question to yourself, not other people. Why do you want to get into the ATRs? Why? Why you want to be a nurse? Why you want to be a doctor? Why you want to be a lawyer? Why do you want to be a root man? Why you want to be a root woman? Huh? Why do you want to be in these ATRs? And it cannot be because I want to help people. You can help people without being in the ATR. You can help people without being initiated. Why do you honestly want to get into it for a business? Do you have the intention of deceiving people? Are you going to try to get rich and lie to people and con people? Or are you going to do what's right? Nobody can make that choice but you. They're not real, and the work you see doesn't work. And I'm gonna say this too in defense of a practitioner. A lot of you guys did not pay enough money for anything to work for you. $200 or $300 is not no money. And some of y'all ain't even paying that. $500, that's not no money. I've spent tens of thousands of dollars in my spirituality. Tens. Ask any real practitioner out here. Some of you guys, you have no idea. Same thing when it comes to education. How can you be a good doctor and there's no real money spent into your education? It's impossible. How can you be a good plumber if there's electrician? Any profession, it takes resources. If I can get my babes to understand that you have to have the resources to advance your cause, your gift, your talent, your platform, it takes money. Resources, whether it's resources in America, China, it don't matter. Whatever the pound is, the yen, it still takes resources. Spirit work take time. It's just true. Mr. Mara, time to get ready for your content. Yes, sir. The Capricorn has spoken. Now, I say this, guys. If you're going to support me, please be grown. Do yourself a favor. Man up, woman up. And do not come into my live. I'm getting ready for our classes. Do not come in there with those superficial things. I've been doing this since I was a child. I've been doing this since I was a child. And it's still hard. It's a lot of dedication. And you got to overlook a whole lot of things. And that's just real. All right, I got my consultation I got to do, and I'll see you guys later. I hope this helped. Hey, how you doing? Well, I'm going to get off right now, but go if you want to know how much my fees are. I don't have fees, they're donations. But same thing, but since I'm a church, it's donation. But go right onto my website and book. Okay? So thank you guys, and I'll see you guys on the flip. This you can find a lot of my information on my YouTube channel. So join my YouTube channel. Guys, hit that like button. Thank you so much.